high-stakes showdown.
These brave officers were able to deal with a very volatile and dangerous situation.
How a dramatic hostage situation unfolded in a Winnipeg neighborhood. Also tonight, an emergency request.
We're waiting like 45 minutes for an ambulance that I've seen.
How many new ambulances the city is asking for. And later, a helping hand.
It's kind of feeling like Team Bear, and people really want to be involved.
How supporters of a black bear rescue are raising funds for its legal battle.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Gunshots rang out in St. James today as police exchanged gunfire with a suspect who allegedly took hostages inside a random home. Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Joseph Bernacki. A quiet St. James neighborhood was shaken as gunshots rang out today. Winnipeg police say it was a dynamic situation and officers were able to rescue the innocent people being held hostage. CTV's Harrison Shin reports from the scene.
It only took a moment for a quiet neighborhood to turn into a scene of chaos.
It was about just after noon. I heard 2 bursts of gunfire, probably about a dozen shots altogether.
Winnipeg police say it all started when officers were tipped off that a man with a warrant was in the neighborhood. As police tried to take him into custody, they say the suspect ran, then he broke into a home in the 400 block of King Edward Street.
Shots were exchanged at this point. 3 residents were determined to be inside the residence, all unrelated, and at this point police believed them to be hostages.
Seirak says the tactical team was able to rescue 2 of the hostages, and while rescuing the 3rd, they realized the house was on fire. The suspect then left the residence through the back door. Officers confronted him, and there was another exchange of bullets.
The suspect was taken into custody. He was provided with emergency first aid, and he was taken to hospital.
The fire was quickly extinguished, Seirak adds, and says no hostages or police officers were injured. No additional questions about the suspect and hostages were answered.
Normally, this is a pretty quiet neighborhood, but there's, like I said, a lot of things going on everywhere, so it concerns me and my family.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
As this is an officer-related shooting, the Independent Investigation Unit has been notified and has taken over the investigation. An update to a story we told you about earlier this week. A 44-year-old man is now charged with murder after the body of a man was found inside a self-storage compound in Carman Monday. It all started when Mounties were called to the compound on 2nd Street Northeast in Carman around 1 a.m. Investigators later determined the 52-year-old Carman man died as a result of a homicide. The 44-year-old man from Killarney is charged with second-degree murder. Anyone with information is still being asked to contact Carman RCMP or Crime Stoppers. We're starting to see the price at the gas pumps easing somewhat. According to price monitor Gas Buddy, the average price for a liter of regular gasoline is down a little more than 9 cents from last week to about $1.66. But the prices vary quite a bit depending on where you are. The service shows some stations with prices as low as $1.50, while CTV News spotted stations where the price was closer to $1.80. Despite this, the average price is still 34.5 cents higher than what it was at this time last year. Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTeague says these prices are likely the best they're going to get for the foreseeable future.
Considering the world is short about 20% of what it needs to make ends meet, and we're using emergency supplies just to finish the day and to make sure our economies run well, we're looking at a scenario where it's going to require much higher prices to, as it were, dampen demand in order for supply to catch up.
McTeague predicts the prices will push back towards the $2 mark as early as next week. Manitoba highways are getting spruced up this weekend, and the province is asking drivers to exercise caution while this is happening. The 4-H highway cleanup will be happening tomorrow. It's an annual initiative where clubs across the province collect litter along highways and roadsides. The program supports environmental stewardship and also teaches youths ways to contribute to their communities. Participants will be wearing high-visibility safety vests, and there will be signs marking the cleanup areas. The cleanup will kick off at Saturday as of 9 a.m. through 3 p.m., weather permitting. Manitoba's budget bill, which includes a tax cut on some foods, passed through a final vote early this morning after long days and nights of acrimonious debate. The move paves the way for the elimination of the provincial sales tax from snacks, soft drinks, and prepared meals at grocery and convenience stores as of July 1st. It also implements other measures promised in the budget, such as increases to tax credits for homeowners and renters. The NDP government introduced the bill earlier this month and wanted it passed into law before the legislature's summer break, which is slated to start Monday. The NDP said any delay beyond that could push the implementation back of the tax cut.
But we also have in this year's budget the free transit for youth in Manitoba. That's another big help for families who maybe are paying for bus passes right now. Then you've got the investments in healthcare. The Victoria Emergency Room is under construction, investments in schools. So it's really a budget that we wanted to put together all the services your family needs. Plus, we have the lowest deficit in all of Canada.
However, the opposition Progressive Conservatives say the tax cut on food won't amount to much because most groceries, such as meat, milk, and produce, are already tax exempt. Government estimates predict an average family of 4 could save $100 a year, and the Tories say that pales in comparison to higher property taxes, fuel prices, and other costs people are facing.
This budget bill is not a reflection of what Manitobans need. We are in an affordability crisis right now, and he's offering their centerpiece of this budget is a savings on junk food tax. He doesn't understand what Manitobans are going for and what they need right now.
The Tories tried to add an income tax cut to the bill, but were outvoted by the NDP majority. In St. Boniface, a proposed residential complex is raising the eyebrows of some nearby residents. They say the plan pushes the neighborhood to its literal limit.
Basically encompasses the entire site. This is a 41,000 square foot area, and his building is a big T-shaped building going all the way back with just enough setback to get cars to drive around it. It's 6 stories high. It doesn't fit in the neighborhood.
470 Des Murons is set to become a 120-unit rental complex. Residents against the plan tell CTV News they welcome the lot becoming housing. However, they want the plan to be scaled down and an acknowledgement of the site's dark history.
I see that development is a good thing here, but it needs to be respectful of what happened and the history of this land.
The St. Boniface development company behind the project, Freed Home Developments, is aware of the site's history and residents' concerns. In a statement to CTV News, the company's president says, quote, "This includes public consultation with neighboring residents and outreach to Indigenous groups and relevant government stakeholders, supported by technical assessments such as ground-penetrating radar and review of historical records and information." A statement from St. Boniface City Councillor Matt Allard says he will not comment on the project until the public hearing Tuesday. 25 degrees right now in the city of Winnipeg with the humidex makes it feel like 27. The wind's very light from the south-southwest at 5 kilometers an hour. The barometric pressure is rising and the humidity sits at 49%. A very warm start to Saturday night low, or for Friday night low, I should say, 20 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies expected for the city of Winnipeg. Winds from the south at 20 kilometers an hour. And for your Saturday morning start to the weekend, 23 degrees. Temperatures warming up pretty quickly throughout the day. Mostly cloudy skies expected for Saturday. Winds from the southeast gusting from 30 to 50 kilometers an hour.
We need more ambulances, and we need more paramedics.
Bolstering healthcare, what the city needs to keep up with the demand for more ambulances and the staff who operate them. Winnipeg's mayor and the fire paramedic service say more ambulances are needed stat. They say paramedics can't keep up with the number of people overdosing on the streets. CTV's Jeff Keel now on how many new ambulances are being called for.
Andrea Dinostransky carries around a naloxone kit. When used, it reverses an overdose. She comes across people in need of it at least once a day.
You see them KO'd, passed on the ground, like they're just not moving and they're like in the middle of a, yeah, you gotta go stab them. She's not the only one. CTV News spoke with another man on North Main who did not want to go on camera. He has 3 or 4 kits in his backpack. Dinostransky believes the city could use more ambulances on the street. Because, I mean, the fact that we have to go and do this all the time.
Mayor Scott Gillingham agrees.
We need more ambulances, and we need more paramedics.
The province pays the city to provide ambulance services. The mayor is lobbying the province for more as the drug crisis pushes emergency staff to their limits.
And until the addiction crisis and drug crisis is dealt with head on, those calls for service are going to continue. Our paramedics are exhausted. Our firefighters are exhausted.
The WFPS says the chief is asking for 8 more ambulances and 88 more paramedics. In 2025, 90% of Priority 1 ambulance calls were responded to within 19 minutes. This also bogs down firefighters. Often, they have to wait with patients until an ambulance arrives.
We've had some responders report that they responded up to 6 times for the same individual in one day.
The service says a growing, aging population has also increased call volumes. In a statement, Manitoba's health minister says there is more work to do. We continue to work closely with Shared Health, the Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service, and other partners to assess systems needs and ensure Manitobans can access ambulance services when and where they need them. Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The mayor has supported the province's move to detain people high on drugs like meth for 3 days, up from 1. And he says more long-term measures are needed, like more detox beds, clinics, and mental health supports. Supporters of a black bear rescue are selling shirts to raise money for the organization's legal fund.
It's kind of feeling like Team Bear, and people really want to be involved. The other thing is I'm getting requests for shirts from all over the world.
Manitoba Bear Rehabilitation Centre is concerned about the RM of Rockwood's decision to approve a quarry to be developed near their facility. They say the quarry's operations threaten their ability to function, citing blasting, vibration, noise, dust, and other factors. They further allege the municipality of Rockwood approved extraction applications without fully disclosing what drove the decision, which it says denied the rescue a fair chance to respond. Now they've launched a lawsuit, and supporter Janice Grant decided to take action. She's designed and produced these shirts, which feature a picture of one of their bears and the words, "Support Manitoba's Black Bear Rescue."
Well, the first order was 150, and those are gone. And I placed a second order, and I've actually placed a third order of certain sizes. So basically, as long as people keep buying them, I'll keep ordering them.
None of the claims have been tested in court, and none of the respondents have filed a statement of defense. The shirts will be available in front of Stonewall's Home Hardware until, it was earlier this evening, I should say. You can learn more by heading to the rescue's website. A new class of Winnipeg police recruits are ready to hit the streets. The pipe band accompanied recruit class number 173 as they marched into the RBC Convention Centre this afternoon. Today's valedictorian notes that the 47 new officers won't just be stepping into a career, but also into a position of public trust.
Our true test won't be just how fast we can run or how perfectly we know case law. It'll be how we treat people. It'll be the empathy we show, the fairness we practice, and the calm we bring to chaos.
The graduation ceremony marks the culmination of 36 weeks of training, including 16 weeks in the field. New tonight, Manitoba Hydro is asking one Winnipeg neighborhood to lower its electrical usage over the next few days. On Friday evening, the Crown Corporation issued a statement asking residents in Westwood to limit usage during peak times until next Tuesday. The utility is asking customers to delay using appliances like dishwashers, washing machines, and EV chargers until after 10 p.m. each day. Here's a look at the affected area. You can see the Westwood neighborhood there. The Crown Corporation estimates up to 1,400 customers between Westwood Drive and Bedson Street from Portage Avenue South to the Assiniboine River will be impacted. Hydro is recommending a thermostat setting of 24 degrees Celsius. The utility says this is a very localized issue as they continue work in the area and does not affect customers outside of the noted area. Critical failure. What happened to the Blue Origin rocket late Thursday evening? 25 degrees in the city of Winnipeg right now. We'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Taking a look at our Skywatch pictures of the day. Both of these photos come to us from the Interlake area. The first from Laura Marmonier from Gunton. You can see the beautiful hummingbird and a nice sunset there. Thanks for the photo, Laura. And the second photo comes to us not too far from there, from Balmoral, from Roxy. A lovely sunset. This was taken yesterday, according to Roxy's email. Thank you so much for these submissions. As always, keep them coming to us at winnipegweather@ctv.ca. How about those temperatures this week? Unbelievable above seasonal temperatures as we round out the month of May, and we'll be starting June next week. From the beginning part of the week, we moved up almost 10 degrees. And Monday we were looking at 27, 28 degrees. Now today we reached 37 degrees in the city of Winnipeg, and much of the province, of course, is under that heat warning tonight. That's expected to take effect over the weekend. You can see a rain showers, a system we're tracking right now, coming up south from the American border there. You can see heading kind of staying west of the city of Winnipeg. Brandon and the Westman tonight, expect chances, 30% chance of a thunderstorm. You can see heavier rain clouds at times within the last couple hours or so. You can see on the Skywatch system there. A little bit of rain, of course, is possible tonight around Dryden. It looks like to be in northwestern Ontario. That system, of course, clearing out in the overnight hours, as well as that storm that I talked about in the Westman region as well. Moving over to our Skywatch forecast, of course, we've been having trouble with our Futurecast over the last couple of days or so, so we're going to move to some temperatures. 17 degrees your overnight lows in Thompson and Island Lake. Temperatures warming up to 31 to start your weekend there on Saturday. A little bit cooler in Churchill, 4 degrees your overnight low. Nice clear skies for Churchill, though. And, of course, windy, I should say, 18 degrees in Churchill, then those 31-degree temperatures in northeastern Manitoba. Moving over to northwestern Manitoba, 18 degrees your expected low throughout much of the region. OCN, the Paw, Flin Flon, overcast skies. Temperatures warming up to 30, 31 degrees there in Norway House, and mainly sunny skies to start your weekend there for Saturday. As we move over into Brandon and the Westman and the Parklands region, 19 degrees your overnight lows expected for Brandon there. 27 degrees, Brandon and Neepawa. A little bit warmer, actually, as you move further north into Swan River there. 25, that overnight low tonight. Very warm, of course, for this time of year. Mostly cloudy skies there in Swan River. And again, you can expect mainly overcast skies tomorrow as that heat warning continues throughout much of the region there as well. Moving over into southeastern Manitoba and Morden and Winkler, you can see lows of 20 throughout much of the region tonight. Portage La Prairie, very warm as well. Temperatures warming up to 28 there. A little bit cooler west of Winnipeg, and then warmer actually in Barons River expected for tomorrow, 31 degrees. Mainly overcast skies throughout much of the night. Again, chance of a thunderstorm as we were just showing earlier there on the radar. And mainly sunny skies expected throughout much of southeastern Manitoba. Things looking pretty good as temperatures drop a little bit from those extreme highs we had today and yesterday as well. Moving over to northwestern Ontario, 19 degrees your expected lows tonight for Kenora and Dryden. Temperatures warming up to 30 and 29. Mainly clear skies throughout much of the region there. You can see in Fort Francis. Overcast tomorrow and windy in Dryden. And for your 7-day forecast as you return to work on Monday, 30 degrees. A chance of showers expected throughout the start of the week. 31 on Sunday, and things looking pretty good. Things dropping down a little bit cooler by the time the middle of the week. Showers likely, 27 degrees, 23 by Thursday, and we'll see a little bit of that precipitation in store. More than 50,000 Canada Post workers have until tomorrow to vote on whether or not to accept a new 5-year contract. The labor unrest has dragged on for over 2 years, with workers taking to the picket lines several times over a lack of progress. The Canada Union of Postal Workers has asked its members to turn down the latest offer. A tentative deal was reached late last year, which included wage increases. Canada Post says it has lost more than $5 billion since 2018 and will eventually be ending most door-to-door deliveries. A Canadian pilot has carried out a critical evacuation flight from eastern Congo. This as officials race to contain a growing Ebola outbreak in the region.
We have permission from the government to be doing flights in and out of the affected area here in Bunia. We are one of only a few operators who can do these flights.
Working alongside public health officials and government authorities, pilot Dominic Villeneuve of Kamloops, BC, helped evacuate frontline medical workers after an American missionary doctor tested positive for Ebola. Earlier this week, we told you about NASA's plan to explore the moon. There has been a bit of a setback. Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket exploded on the launch pad late last night. This is what you're looking at right now. This happened during an engine firing test. The explosion turned the sky above Cape Canaveral orange. There was no one on board the rocket. Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos confirmed all employees are accounted for, safe and unhurt. This was the type of rocket NASA was planning to use to put landers on the moon. On Tuesday, NASA announced Blue Origin as the winner of a contract to launch 3 missions this year. A deal in place where fans of the CFL can catch all the action as a new broadcast detail has been finalized. Those details ahead. Here's a look at some of the events taking place in Manitoba this weekend. Heritage Winnipeg throws open the doors and invites you into heritage buildings around the city. Oakbank hosts Springfield Chicken Days. Parade isn't until next weekend, but the festivities have already started for Pride Winnipeg. Cluster showcases contemporary art and sound with concerts, installations, and workshops. The Nunavut International Film Festival celebrates Canadian, Greenlandic, and circumpolar films. Sample a selection of over 500 brews at the Flatlanders Beer Festival. Western Canada Rib Fest Tour has finger-licking good food and family fun. The Uberverse Festival is a 9-day celebration of the iconic purple yam and Filipino heritage. Grab your favorite stuff for a teddy bear picnic in Morden Park. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Get ready to be served up a taste of Asia. Manitoba's largest Asian cultural celebration returns this weekend. The festival celebrates the continent's diversity with food stalls, performances, a fashion show, exhibits, a parade of countries, and more. The event kicks off tomorrow at Memorial Park at noon and runs through Sunday. Admission is free. Good news for football fans. The CFL has announced a new 6-year broadcast agreement. Bell Media remains the CFL's majority broadcaster, with most games airing on TSN. The Grey Cup will also be simulcast on CTV and Crave. Starting next year, streaming service DAZN will carry a Saturday night game each week. The deal also includes a partnership with YouTube for preseason games and original content. CTV News is a division of Bell Media. Well, buckle up, because this spell-off at the Scripps National Spelling Bee might be the most exciting thing you see today.
So your first word is Taroni.
T-O-R-O-N-E.
Enthymeme.
E-N-T-H-Y-M-E-M-E.
Iguape.
I-G-U-A-P-E.
Denebola.
D-N-E-B-O-L-A.
Feidodo.
F-A-I-S-D-O-D-O.
Coathai.
C-Y-W-Y-D-D-A-U.
Your first word is Taroni.
T-E-R-R-O-N-E.
Enthymeme.
E-N-T-H-Y-M-E-M-E.
Iguape.
I-G-U-A-P-E.
Denebola.
D-E-N-E-B-O-L-E.
Feidodo.
F-A-I-S-D-O-D-O.
Coathai.
C-Y-W-Y-D-D-A-U.
That means that Shrey, you are...
14-year-old Shrey Perrick is the champion after 18 regular rounds, plus this breathless spell-off as a tiebreaker. He correctly spelled 32 extremely difficult words in 90 seconds. The runner-up, 12-year-old Ishan Gupta, put up an incredible fight, correctly spelling 25 words in the spell-off. As winner, Shrey is taking home more than $50,000 in prizes. Maritime Food Delights. Find out where you can get some killer barbecue out east. 25 degrees in the city of Winnipeg. We'll break down tomorrow's forecast one more time next.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
Taking a look at your Saturday morning weather conditions for the city of Winnipeg. 23 degrees when you start at 8 a.m. Mostly cloudy skies expected throughout the day tomorrow, and 30 degrees by the time Saturday evening rolls around at 5 p.m. When you think about the Maritimes and food, you think about seafood, right? Well, Nova Scotia is making its mark as a destination for barbecue.
Poultry Division!
Nova Scotia's Cook the Books barbecue team went to the Barbecue Central in Memphis and walked out with a top prize at the World Championships. The team reached a perfect score for their chicken. Team leader Phil says the competition is intense, but the community is friendly and ready to help each other out. That's going to do it for us. Great weekend to do some barbecuing indeed. I hope you have a great one at that. For all our stories and more, head over to ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.